out. And John, you can tell us whether you want the first or the second set.
I'll go first, please.
John, which queen, the wife of both a French and an English king, was the mother of Kings Richard I and John? Was it Eleanor of Aquitaine, Anne of Cleves, or Mary of Teck?
Right, I know it wasn't Anne of Cleves. I think I know this. I believe it's Eleanor of Aquitaine.
Well done, Eleanor of Aquitaine it is. Barry, in 1945, Eva Duarte married the future Argentine President Juan Perón after her career as what? Painter, actress, or novelist?
Well, I'm glad those three options are up, but Eva Duarte was an actress.
She was indeed an actress. Well done. Over to you, John. Robert O'Hara Burke and William John Wills mounted an ill-fated 19th century exploration of which country? Australia, Chile, or Iceland?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it wasn't Australia. I'm going to go for Chile.
Chile is wrong. The answer's Australia. Why was it ill-fated, Egghead? Anyone know?
They died.
They died, basically.
Just leave it there. Don't tell me any more.
There was one survivor, but it wasn't either of them.
OK, so not a good idea. Barry, which British king died of a stroke on his way to Hanover in 1727? Was it James II, William II, or George I?
Well, George I was the Elector of Hanover. William II was much earlier, back in the early 12th century, and James II was in the 17th century, but he was earlier. So the answer is George I.
George I is correct. You're in the lead, Barry. So, John, you need this question, or you're knocked out. Which nephew of Claudius actually ruled before him, becoming the third Roman emperor in AD 37? Was it Trajan, Caligula, or Mark Antony?
Now, I know the answer to this one purely through I, Claudius, on both the television and the recent BBC radio. It was Caligula.
Caligula is correct. Nice one. So you're pulling back, but if Barry gets this one right, he's got 3 and he'll go through to the final. Which duchess, Barry, famously held a ball in Brussels for Wellington soldiers on the eve of the Battle of Quatre Bras in June 1815? Was it the Duchess of Devonshire, the Duchess of York, or the Duchess of Richmond?
This was the battle that was on the eve of the Battle of Waterloo. I'm not 100% certain on this one, but I believe it was the Duchess of Richmond.
You got it right, Barry. Well done, Duchess of Richmond. And you have taken the round, so sorry, John, you've been knocked out. Barry is very, very strong on his history. I don't think he's lost a round on history in the last 20. So do both of you please come back and rejoin your teammates. So, as it stands, the challengers have lost 1 brain from the final round. The Eggheads have lost no brains so far. The next subject is music. Which of you would like this?
Which of you can do? I think I'm going to take...
It's going to be either...
I think Adam.
Adam,
Is going to take it?
Adam?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Adam,
going to take
on
it.
music. OK, against which Egghead?
It's got to be CJ.
Oh dear.
His love of music's well known.
His love of music is well known, yes, exactly. It's all learned from lists. So Adam from the Gloss Stars versus CJ from the Eggheads. Please go to the question room now. I'll ask each of you 3 questions on music in turn, and whoever answers the most correctly will go through to the final. And Adam, you can choose if you want the first or second set.
I'd like to go first, please, Jeremy.
Here we go. Good luck, Adam. In which decade did Cliff Richard have his first UK #1 single? Was it 1940s, 1950s, or 1960s?
Right. I believe 1940s was a little bit early, even for Cliff Richard. I believe it was the tail end of the 50s, around about 59, so 1950s.
It's a very good answer, because it was 59. Live in Dole. So 1950s is right. Well done. Well done. It would have been easy to go for 60s on that. OK, CJ, ground control to Major Tom is the opening line of which UK #1 single? Is it Spaceman, Space Oddity, or Space Cowboy?
I believe that's David Bowie and Space Oddity.
Space Oddity is correct. OK, Adam, your question. Madness had a UK #1 single in 1982 with which song? House of Fun, Drive In My Car, or Shut Up?
I believe it was their only #1. I did actually see them in concert a month ago, so hopefully I'll get this right. It's House of Fun.
House of Fun is correct. Were they good?
Yes. Yes,
Still got
definitely.
the energy?
Yeah, I would say they have, yeah.
Still got the crazy dancing?
Yes, which I still try to copy.
CJ, in which country was the conductor Zubin Mehta born? Israel, India, or Iraq?
I haven't heard of him. I don't think it's Iraq. I don't know of any conductors from India, but Israel has a tradition, and the surname certainly sounds Israeli to me, so I'll try Israel.
Israel is your answer. While you were going through your reasoning, the Eggheads, notably Daphne and Barry, were so exasperated that they caused amusement on the other team. So you can, Barry, explain why.
He was born in India. Yeah, I believe he's actually a Parsi, which is quite unusual.
But he's one of the big names, is he?
He is. I think for a while he may have conducted the Haifa Philharmonic.
Zubin Mehta. The answer was India. All right, so we're on the edge of something here. You get this one right, Adam, you're in the final. Which British composer dedicated his cello symphony to his friend Mstislav Rostropovich, who performed at its Moscow premiere in 1964? Was it Benjamin Britten, William Walton, or Michael Tippett?
I must admit, classical music is not one of my fortes. I'm going to have to take a guess here. I'm going to go Benjamin Britten.
You've got the right answer. Well done. It's Benjamin Britten, so you've done really well. You've beaten CJ. CJ will be in the sin bin during the final, and you will be playing with your team. Well done. Please come back and rejoin us here. As it stands, the challengers have lost 1 brain from the final round. The Eggheads have lost 1 brain as well. The next subject is geography. Who would like this?
That's got to be...
Do you want to take it?
No. Do you want to take it?
I'll take it if you like, but I'm not particularly... Well, yeah, I'll take it.
Who would you like?
Chris.
Chris, if it's on a train track, we're knackered.
Yeah, train lines.
Yeah, no.
I think I'll take on Chris.
All right, Phil from the Gloss Stars versus Chris from the Eggheads. And to ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in the question room. I will ask each of you 3 questions on geography in turn. And Phil, would you like the first or the second set of questions?
I'll take the first set, please, Jeremy.
Here we go then, and good luck. Apart from indigenous Indian languages, what is the official language of Venezuela? Is it English, Portuguese, or Spanish?
It's very close between the Portuguese and Spanish. I don't think it's English in this one. But on Venezuela, I'm going to punt on Spanish.
Nicely done, you're right. Spanish it is. Chris, your question, which volcano forms half of the island of Hawaii? Is it Colima, Mauna Loa, or Iliamna?
That is Mauna Loa, Jeremy.
Mauna Loa is quite right. Your question, Phil. What is the capital of the U.S. state of Wisconsin? Is it Madison, Monroe, or McKinley?
U.S. states. Another one. I don't think it's McKinley. I think it's between Monroe and Madison. I should know this because one of my friends was out there for about a year. I think it's Madison, but I'm not 100% certain.
What does your team think? Yeah, they agree. Madison is right. Well done. Chris, your question. Which British overseas territory is situated approximately 1,200 miles off the west coast of Africa? Is it St. Helena, Cartier Island, or Anguilla?
Out in the middle of the Atlantic, it's St. Helena, where Napoleon was exiled.
St. Helena is quite right. So it's 2 points each. Phil, are you feeling tense yet?
Well, it's getting on to that nerve-wracking point.
All right.
Let's see if we can get this one.
Get this one, and maybe he will crumble. You never know. Which of Japan's 4 main islands lies furthest south? Is it Hokkaido, Shikoku, or Kyushu?
I don't really know. This is purely a stab in the dark, I'm afraid. But I'm going to go for Kyushu.
Kyushu? CJ, I've got a feeling you might know this.
One I'd go for. I don't know it. It's the one I'd go for.
Well, it is the correct answer. Kyushu is the right answer. OK, so pressure on Chris now. The source of the Paraguay River lies in which country? Uruguay, Argentina, or Brazil?
Yeah, well, it flows south, doesn't it? Forms the border between Argentina and Uruguay. Must rise somewhere up in the Mato Grosso in Brazil.
Brazil is the right answer. Well done. Playing well, both of you. So it goes to sudden death. Phil, it's a bit harder now. I don't give you alternatives, as you know. I ask you for the answer. Which island in the Mediterranean looks like it is being kicked by the so-called boot of Italy?
I'm going to take a chance on it being Corsica.
Not Corsica, no. Eggheads?
Sicily.
Sicily. They all chorus. Chris, your question. If you get this right, you are in the final. Sochi is a Russian port and holiday resort on which body of water?
Must be on the Black Sea.
The Black Sea is the correct answer, Chris. Well done. You've taken that round. Phil, sorry.
That's okay.
He has
I knew that
knocked you
one.
out and was toe-to-toe for quite some part of that round there.
All of us are going to be tested to our utmost